Welcome back, everybody. It's been over a month since I last put out a video. Um, I did give you guys an update as to what was going on. I had some computer issues. Windows update gone awry. Um, so I know there's other videos that I've recorded that I said would be up before this, but I kind of felt like this video was time sensitive, mostly because there's merchandise in this video that if I wait a few weeks to post this, the merchandise might be gone, and you guys might not be able to visit Trilogy Comics and get the stuff that you see in the video. So, I went to KatsuCon last weekend, and great con. Haven't been in a few years. Before that, I hadn't been in a decade or so. KatsuCon was great. Lots of hot girls, lots of hot bunny girls. Oh. Anyways, but yeah. So when I got back, I decided before I headed back to Fayetteville, since I was in Virginia Beach, I would do a walkthrough of Trilogy Comics. If you remember, my walkthrough of Trilogy Comics last year was one of my first videos, and it had a lot of great responses. I decided I'd do an updated video since the last time, so you could see the difference in merchandise that the shop has gotten in, stuff like that. Got lots of good stuff. Lots of anime merch, lots of nerd merch, lots of domestic comic merch. So I'm not going to drag this out any longer. I hope you guys enjoy the 2025 walkthrough. I might start to make this a yearly thing when I'm up that way to do a walkthrough of Trilogy. There's actually a few other places in Virginia Beach that I'd like to do a walkthrough of, but Trilogy is the most important of them to me because I am friends with the owner, Gerald Hogan, and his son, Tim Hogan, as well as every employee there. But hope you guys enjoy. And, thanks for watching, ahead of time, because if you make it through the whole video. By the way, the video's long, and about the halfway point is where I switch from the anime side of the store to the domestic side. So, sadly, I don't have a timestamp for you. Enjoy. What's up, you fucking nerds? So, it is the week after Valentine's Day. I'm up in Virginia Beach. I came back from KatsuCon, and I am here at Trilogy Comics, and I am going to do a walk around. It's been a year since I started my YouTube channel, roughly, and one of the first videos I did was a walk around of Trilogy Comics. So they just got in their truck today, or at least one of their many trucks, and they also got back from KatsuCon, so the shelves are well stocked. So this is going to be a very good walkthrough. As you can see next to us, we have, like I said, Trilogy Comics, takes up the good majority of this little shopping center. And then, of course, you can see the K-Pop Kingdom is over there. So let's go walking in. There's my Honda. Anyways, so don't be scared when you first walk in, because it is a little bit cluttered in here. So anyways, welcome to Trilogy Comics. So as you can see, the store is split into two sides. You have the left side, which is anime and manga, and the right side, which is domestic comics, stuff like that. So I'm going to go to a wide angle, so as I walk around, as you can see, they have higher dollar comic books up in there, and of course you got your this is the section that they use for doing pulls for customers and stuff like that. Anyways, you have your Bishojo anime figures up there, Funko Pops, Junji Ito right here. You can see that this is all art books and high-end anime statues. lots of beautiful anime girls. We will go through there in a few minutes. You know, they call this the coffin. This is where they store stuff for conventions. Anyways, you got some hentai manga back here, but we're not going to go from there. So, like I said, they just got back from KatsuCon. This stack right here is all Nendroids. That is right. That is all the Nendroids that they took to KatsuCon. And of course, this is the Nendroids that they have in stock on a regular basis. Manga box sets and My Hero. You know, of course, up here they have some new Yamato stuff in. Notice that Cosmo Tiger up there and those Berserk Figmas. You know, that Zoids figure. This shelf right here is just kind of randomness down here on the bottom, but up here you have older manga series that are out of print that are sealed as whole collections. So if there's any manga that you're missing, it's old, you might be able to find it here. Of course, you got Voltron and Figmas and Transformers, and then of course more manga box sets. This is the robot section. This is where all the Mobile Suit Gundam and stuff like that is. Of course, over there in the corner you'll notice more Nendroids. They have so many Nendroids that they have to keep them on both sides. Of course, this is one of the new things that came in that I was excited about, the Initial D models. But of course, up there you got, you know, higher end anime toys. Of course, on this side you have more model kits and Shogun Warriors and so forth. I saw this come in. Kind of interested as what that might be. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments. So right here is kind of some backstock of their hardcovers, but of course you have your cookbooks down here. Then you have your manga, how to draw manga books here, and up here you have random art books, manga, you know, some American books that are, you know, subject material about Japanese culture, stuff like that. Japanese manga, Japanese magazines. God, and then, of course, down here where these Mega Man models are more how-to draw manga books. Down there in the bottom, that is a box full of old new type magazines. Of course, here you have the new release for the manga section. This is everything that has come in the last 2 weeks, manga-wise. And of course, on the circular rack as well. And of course, that circular rack. So, here you go with the art books. This is the typical art book selection that goes to conventions. And then behind me, up here, you'll see, this is where all the regular inventory of art books is. You know, hardcovers like the Berserk hardcovers, Trigun, Blade of the Immortal, stuff like that. Wow, that's a lot of art books. And of course, you know, they've got some great statues. Mazinger, you know, gotta love Mazinger Z. And then of course, you know, you notice that statue's marked down from, what is it, 550 to 400. And then of course, here you go with more better view of the Yamato and stuff up there. And then of course the high-end anime statues on this rack. Trust me, there's a lot more high-end anime statues than just this though. Of course, up here you have all these statues up here. You know, Hatsumiku, you know, Evangelion. And then of course, this is where the manga rack starts. I'm going to give you a wide view. Like, look at that manga wall. It just goes and goes and goes. I'm going to attach a picture of this video of the pallets of manga that were taken to KatsuCon. And of course, up here you got, you know, Lelouch from Code Geass, and of course you have Rurouni Kenshin, Persona, And then here you have all the blind bag figures. Down here is backstock of Boys Love, Yaoi, and of course also you have the import manga down here in these boxes. Again, more of the manga wall. Let's go across here. There's so much to explore in here that it's going to take a while. And of course, you have more Hatsune Miku. And then, of course, this is the actual Yaoi bookshelves. These boxes down here are boxes from Katsucon that have not been put away yet. So I'm going to go down this aisle next. More Hatsune Miku. This is my favorite section of the store. This is the Bunny Girl section. That Overlord Albedo statue is fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, this is the one I'm really excited about. I may be picking this up eventually. And of course, Mammon is pretty nice too, you know. But of course, keep going. Like I said, Bunny Girls, Sailor Moon, more Bunny Girls, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure up there. Keep in mind, Trilogy is also a comic shop. You'll notice there are lots of comic books. If you're a comic book collector, Trilogy is, you know, and then of course it just keeps going. Like, and of course you got your more high-end statues here. You know, that Sonico statue is amazeballs. And then of course more Bunny Girls. And of course down here you have pop-up parades. Lots of pop-up parades. You know, Trilogy tends to have a very, very good selection, and they don't use all the typical distributors that everybody else uses, which means when you go to a convention, they tend to have stuff that other people don't have. Of course, this is all Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen along in here, and then of course up here you have your G.I. Joe. Of course, I know this is the anime side, and you're like, why is G.I. Joe on the anime side? Because there's only so much space for this much merchandise. But again, like I said, if you look down there, you know, of course you got more G.I. Joe, Thundercats, He-Man, but Funko Pops, lots and lots of Funko Pops. Oh, and then on the back side of the Funko Pops, you have SH Figure Arts. So, again, you'll notice, you know, Marvel figures up there, Marvel Select. But across here you have your One Piece and more One Piece, and then Dragon Ball. Of course, it goes up there, and then of course comes along there. Now, you'll notice right here you have along here you'll find all kinds of little shelves. You know, there's little shelves and just little nooks all over this store that just have all kinds of great shit. This section here is Yu-Gi-Oh! And of course, you know, we'll go like that so you can see all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Statues. And, you know, sorry, my wallet chain's hitting back there. And then of course, you know, this is Band Prestos and prize figures, so forth. You know, anime Funko Pops, more prize figures. And of course, down on the ground, you'll notice more Boys Love or Yaoi manga, whichever, kind of a little bit of both. Of course, like I said, and then of course you got this really nice Tokidoki backpack right here. Of course, this wall right here is nothing but like just little knickknacks and trading figures and just lots of blind box figures. And then up here you have games and puzzles. You know, if you were looking for the Robotech board game, if you're looking for Transformers or Monopoly with Naruto, or, you know, Sailor Moon. And of course, that section over there is where the gaming stuff starts. Here are some clearance figures that he has. Not those. Those are brand new inventory. Of course, up there on this wall, you have Funko Pops. And of course, you'll see where it says right here, employees only. All this is backstock manga. They actually have some employees that are very dedicated to keeping the shelves full. So if you come here, please don't dig through this because it's on the shelf. If it's not on the shelf, ask, and they can always help you. Of course, anime. These are all anime Funko Pops here, and then of course you can see the manga wall that I just came down, and you can see it wraps around the corner. Of course, you know, you got statues up there, more statues here, and then of course the new Cowboy Bebop statues, and then that is where the Final Fantasy figures are. This is all convention backstock, like the Pokemon model kits, and you know, more pop-up parades back there. This down here is where the this whole wall right here is the large size and the light novels, stuff like that. Actually, I think they've moved light novels over. This is just all large size manga now. Of course, up there you have Final Fantasy figures. You know, these figures right here are new. Just got them in. And of course, you got a little bit of backstock there. And then here's light novels. Again, more backstock here. Backstock manga. And of course, light novels, light novels, light novels. If you like light novels, they got plenty of them. Vintage posters. And of course, plushies. And then more light novels right there. So this aisle right here, this wall right here is all clearance figures. So what they basically do is he dates, you know, the owner, Gerald Hogan, he dates all of his figures, and if it's been in inventory for too long, he reduces it. He doesn't want it sticking around. He doesn't want to get stuck with it. Sometimes if you're coming to their booth at a show or come to the store, you could find some really great deals on vintage figures and stuff like that. Again, like I said, you know, of course, there's Halo up there and Mass Effect, and of course, more gaming figures, and of course, the backside of the One Piece and the Dragon Ball, and then of course more comic boxes everywhere. Under the table, comic boxes. If you're looking for a comic, they most likely have it. Of course, here's the art books and the Power Rangers, and of course Street Fighter figures, and of course gaming Bishojo figures, Metal Gear action figure, 1/6 scale. And of course, the Mimic Chest and Power Rangers. So back here this is kind of a mix of gaming up here. And then down here, you will notice you will have graphic novels. So this is the independent section. This is where you would find your independent comics for, like, you know, Image or Dark Horse or any kind of other independent, you know. And back there in the back here in the corner is a bookshelf of vintage books. And of course, more vintage books. Mr. Hogan is kind of a book nerd himself when it comes to sci-fi and fantasy. Again, more backstock. All this stuff is backstock for shows and conventions. Mass Effect statues. Of course, you know, more statues up here. More gaming, more gaming, more gaming, and then more gaming. And then, of course, graphic novels, you know, independents, and then hardbacks. This is kind of cool. That's right, Sandman. It is the Sandman's helm. Like, that thing is massive. And then, of course, you have this is kind of like their gaming section, what little bit they have. When I say gaming, I'm talking like tabletop gaming, not gaming is in video games. And of course, you know, you got Fallout and stuff, but you have Hero Clicks here. And then, you know, you have board games up here, and more board games. And then, of course, they have this shelf right here of tabletop RPGs. But, so this is also the horror section. Of course, you notice some statues and stuff stacked here. These are some statues from a collection that Mr. Hogan has purchased recently from a collector. He does buy statues and anime stuff. Boop. And like I said, cat girl looking all like, out. And of course, these will eventually be up on his eBay store. He does not have a online store, mostly because he already has a pretty large staff that does conventions and the store. I mean, you can tell the store's massive and he has a lot of customers, so there's only so much he can afford to do. But he does buy collections, and these are some statues, older statues, that will eventually be up for sale. And then some Power Ranger stuff here. And of course, you got horror. Horror starts here. The horror section beside the tabletop. And of course, So now that we are starting on this side, if you are an anime fan, this is probably where you should probably check out, unless you want to see the whole store. And of course, comics as far as the eye can see. This section here is Star Wars and Star Trek. He does carry vintage toys. You'll notice that he has a guy that basically sorts vintage toys for him. Right now the stock is a little bit low, but there'll be more coming. He does vintage toys for Star Wars and Marvel and a lot of different stuff. Of course, Gentle Giant statues, models, and then of course over here is your Star Wars comics and more comics and Star Wars models. And of course more sci-fi models up there, vintage toys, a vintage snow speeder complete with the instruction manual. Hoth playset, cases, stuff like that. Vintage Dinky Enterprise. I think that's Dinky, isn't it? Is it Dinky? Yeah, I think so. Of course, you got your Eagle Moss and, Bashojo Uhura. Lots of stuff. This is the domestic. Of course, there you got more statues there, statues, and then of course the domestic graphic novels. This is the new release comic wall. You'll notice it is fucking huge. And then you have your little Batman hardback section here, and then of course you have the Black Label, and then of course these are like novels and stuff like that. Like if you're into Conan or Judge Dredd novels. And then this is a section right here. Oh, hold on. You got your more statues, big ass cable statue. Behind me, there's a table full of new release stuff. I'll go through that in a second. But of course, this is the Godzilla section. Notice there is lots of fucking Godzilla. Like if you like big lizards, like say it ain't so. So. And like I said, you got lots of fucking big lizards in here, man, and all the things to fight them. And then, of course, more big lizards. I tend to spend a lot of money in this section, so. And then, of course, here is this is your American action figure section, and a little bit of horror mixed in. You got your Diamond Select statues up there. And then, of course, Marvel Legends there. And then, of course, we come back across here where you'll see the Marvel Select and the anime side again. This is kind of like the pop culture section. Like I said, you got your He-Man and stuff starts there. And then, of course, more Diamond Select. Pardon the mess. Like I said, they just got a truck in, so a lot of empty boxes, a lot of plastic. You got lots of cool figures. Again, I spend lots of money here for my toy photography, if you haven't figured that out. And then back here is in this little section is where they do stuff like, well, you got a lot of, like your higher end action figures for like DC and stuff like that. Like your DC icons, your old, was it the DC Direct figures, so forth. And of course, lots of good shit. I've been buying these for a while from Scotty Young. Love his fucking statues. And of course, you got a lot of little DC and Marvel statues here, like the Mezco Ghost Rider. I really want this Batman eventually. It hopefully will be in my collection one of these days. And then, of course, you got more DC figures up here. All right, the Tick, Spoon. Anyways, I'll come around here. And, of course, this is more independent graphic novels, but these are like your Vertigo and your DC, stuff like that. And then, of course, you got your Dark Horse horror. Most of this shelf right here is like, horror graphic novels, stuff like that. And then, of course, you'll notice more comics as you go down the front. Again, more high dollar comics up there, graded books up there. And of course, here you have your like your Mezco and your SH Figure Arts superhero stuff and your Diamond Select. Down in the glass case, you have like a lot of, like your Disney showcase statues, stuff like that. And back there on the wall, you have more higher end books. And of course, you got lots of Disney statues and stuff. You got more vintage toys up there. Notice the Batmobile and stuff. And then, of course, in the case, you have vintage G.I. Joes and vintage Star Wars. A lot of times stuff gets stacked on this case because, they're a busy store and, people are digging through comics. And, of course, in here, you have lots of vintage action figures. Like, you got Amigo Kirk and stuff like that, that kind of fun shit. And then, of course, Mr. Hogan, because of his daughter, is a big Disney fan. He's kind of old school, so he does carry Disney statues. And of course, these are like your Buffy books and stuff like that. And of course, higher end books in boxes, T-shirts, comic boxes, Diamond Select. And of course, we're going to get a different view from the new release wall. Like, look at all that new release comics. Like, it is worth like coming here if you're just a comic nerd. But like I said, I'm going to go over here to the new release table before I leave. And this is all stuff that they got in either last week or this week so far that has not been priced or put out yet for the most part. Really excited about this, the Revoltech Supergirl. Yeah, that shit's fucking dope. And then, of course, you got your nice bunny girl, and I'm not going to complain there. More Street Fighter figures. Kaiju number 8. More Revoltech. More Pop-Up Parade. Sailor Moon trading cards. Like, well, I mean, they're lithograph cards, aren't they?
They made it out to be like not cards, they're art prints.
Oh, yeah. That's weird. Okay. I stand corrected. So, and of course you got your Funko Pops and stuff and more new release shit there. And then of course, Ryan at Turbo Time's gonna shit himself when he sees this, but ZN6 Toyota 86 from MF Ghost. He's probably gonna piss himself when he sees that. Anyways, but yeah, that's my walk around Trilogy Comics after a year. Like I said, I did this last year, and everybody loved it, so I figured I'd do it again a year later, so you could see what kind of new shit they've got in, as well as get an idea of Trilogy. Of course, back there you got more statues, and you know what? We're going to walk next door to K-Pop Kingdom. Not really my my wheelhouse, but if you're into K-pop, This is like the store to go to. One of Gerald's employees, Demi, works there, and she is off today. But anyways, so that is my walkthrough of Trilogy. I guess if you guys have any questions about it, I'm up here a lot. I'm friends with Mr. Hogan, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I'm going to walk over here to my Honda for a final shot, and like I said, that is Trilogy Comics on Princess Anne here in Virginia Beach. He actually does have a smaller shop that is on the other side of town for Navy personnel who, don't want to drive all the way over to this side of town. But this is the large shop. And like I said, he takes up most of the shopping center. Like I said, K-Pop Kingdom at the end. He's not down there. And then there's a chiropractor here. But 1, 2, 3, 4 spots in the shopping center he owns as one massive comic shop. So anyways, I think that's about it, guys. So we will talk to you later. And remember, like, subscribe. I really don't give a fuck about that shit, but I gotta say it anyways. Later, guys.